Good morning, this is Nikki. I'm here in my yoga room. This is also where I teach classes and do my morning practice. I thought I would share with you a really short practice today. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a Kundalini Yoga breathing teacher, meditation teacher, Ayurveda practitioner living in Blenheim in Marlborough in the top of the South Island. So I had this little idea on Monday morning to catch up with, well, the first idea was to share a short practice every day for my students because we can't have classes under lockdown. And then I had the idea to sort of contact other teachers and have them come on board as well, just to, I don't know, for a little bit more connection, community, sharing, for me as much as for everybody else, you know, so just reaching out, talking to people, sharing some tips, also sharing experiences. We're all having different experiences of lockdown. And for some, it's a time of, there's a lot of anxiety and fear and worry about the future. And for others, it feels like a break, like almost sort of just slowing down and reflecting and reevaluating. And I think that's also been a big part of how I've taken the lockdown over the last year. Actually, hasn't been an easy year at all, but it's been good because it's created an interruption, a disruption, and an opportunity to reevaluate a lot of things and make changes that are for the better and take more care of myself. So I thought this morning I'd just share with you a practice that I do every morning. In the morning, I do my mantra practice, my pranayama practice, my kriya, which is part of Kundalini Yoga, my meditation. And then I just finish up with a little bit of flowing movement. And one particular practice I do every day, and I have been doing with my students recently because we've been working on the spine. So I do a couple of yin stretches. So yin yoga is where you really get into the deep tissues. So, you know, things like the bones, the joints, the ligaments, the tendons, the fascia. So this is all this sort of connective tissue that's all through our bodies like a spider web. And whenever we get tension or tightness anywhere over time, those areas, and even just the effects of gravity, our bones tend to all sort of get compressed together and our bodies can get less and less flexible. And so by doing slow stretches where we just use our body weight basically to hold the bones kind of hard a little bit, to pull the ligaments and tendons. When we hold them, they're very rigid because they're holding our body together and protecting us, so they don't want to move. But then when we just hold them with gentle pressure, no muscle activity, just really relax. After about 2 or 3 minutes, they just start to release and give. It's a kind of a weird feeling. But what we're doing is we're bringing in, we're decompressing all those joints. We're bringing in blood flow, we're bringing in hydration, circulation, and most importantly, prana, which is life, into those, all the parts of the body, but wherever we're really putting that little bit of pressure. So as you probably know, wherever you do put your focus, where you put your attention, that's where your energy flows. So same with prana. Prana flows everywhere and it flows with the intention and the focus of our mind. So I'm going to just share with you what I do in the morning because it really helps me. And I've been bringing it in at the beginning sometimes of our Kundalini Yoga kriyas, just as a little unwind. The other beautiful thing when you do this kind of practice is you will become really calm. You'll become really cool. So it sort of cools the body down. So you do need a warmer space or warm clothing, and it'll drop down the heart rate. It's just very, very calming as well, just in itself. And anyone can do it because you don't need any strength. And you can use as many props as you like to support yourself so that when you do get into the stretch. So today we're just going to do a forward bend to bend the back of the spine. And then we'll do a backward bend to bend the front of the spine, stretch the front of the spine. And that's as simple as it is. And we do it for 3 minutes for each, so that we allow the time for everything to really let go. So yeah, that's what we'll do today. And I'll do another short dynamic exercise that I do with the spine, and that's called spinal flex or camel ride. And that's where we just flex the spine backwards and forwards. So I'm not sure how easy it is for me to show you on the little screen, but I'll give you an indication. And obviously I have classes, so hopefully in the future, some of you might like to come and do a Kundalini Yoga meditation class. It's a very, very devotional, introspective practice. It's beautiful. You just kind of go really deeply within. And we have quite a bit of relaxation. There is movement and there is sound, some mantra in there as well, which is beautifully tranquilizing. So your whole body vibrates with sound and you become very still, very single pointed. So let me show you the little practice. All I do is I just use my timer on my phone so that I make sure I do actually do 3 minutes. And then I'll do 3 minutes forward bend first. Then I'll come onto my back for 1 minute. And I just let everything sort of come back and notice. And then I'll do the other way. So we'll just see how this goes because it's a little bit interesting trying to do it on the computer. I've got my mouse. Okay, so with the forward bend, you don't have to have the legs out in front. You could be standing and just hanging down. You could even just, lean forward like that. Or if you're very inflexible, you could even just come into a little, baby pose, something like that. The idea here is you want to bend the spine so that you're opening up that back of the spine. I like doing it this way because I get a bonus. I get the back of the legs as well. So all you do is you just lean forward and you let your head drop, relax your feet. I'm going to put on my timer. The focus is on watching the breath and just focusing on the spine. You're not trying to breathe deeply or do anything special. If any thoughts come up, you just come back to the breath, come back to the spine. So I'm just going to put that on for 3 minutes and you can do that with me. If it feels strong, just come back a bit. It should feel super simple. It doesn't have to be deep. Actually, the point is it shouldn't be. It should be very gentle. Okay, 1 minute on the back for the rebound. Okay, we're going to do a little backward bend and stretch open the front of the spine for 3 minutes. If you have a bolster, you can do this actually leaning back on the bolster. That's really nice. I do that for much longer than 3 minutes because it's so relaxing. Okay, so 3 minutes. All I'm doing here is I'm just gently pushing up. So if you're if you find that very strong, very uncomfortable, you're opening the front of the spine, but you'll feel the compression in the lumbar spine. So if you find that uncomfortable, you don't want to come up too much. Even just being really low down, you're going to feel a nice little stretch. You can also, just come with your hands, your chin in your hands. You can come up on your forearms, or you can even come right up into what they call seal with your arms out like this. That's a little bit of muscle activation in the arms, but you want to relax the back and the legs, the buttocks. So I'm just going to come down. I'm just going to start that again because I already started the timer. So 3 minutes again, relax, focusing on the spine and just consciously releasing any tension. You want to be as relaxed as you can so that you allow those bones to decompress, the ligaments and tendons to lengthen. They'll do that when there's no muscle tension. Okay, so 3 minutes, close the eyes, focus on the spine, focus on the relaxed breath. Okay, so that's 3 minutes. We'll just come into a little counter stretch for 1 minute. You might feel, sometimes with these stretches, you feel about 100 when you come out of them, but you'll feel much more useful in the long term. So just come back on the heels and just gently, 1 minute, just relaxing, a little counter stretch the other way. Arms can be at the side or at the front. And again, just keep the focus on the relaxed breath and on the spine. So this becomes a little meditation practice at the same time. You're really just keeping your focus in the present moment. Take this opportunity to relax into the upper shoulders, the back and the neck, all that area and spine. So that was just a minute. You can obviously spend longer in these postures too. I'm only really doing the minimum because if you do them too short, you won't get the chance, the body won't have a chance to relax and really stretch. But you could do longer. You could do easily as long as you like, really. The point is the position should feel comfortable enough that you could hold it for ages, you know, so it shouldn't be like you're using any effort to hold it. So prop yourself up and be comfy. Okay, so 3 minutes, we did a nice little forward bend. 3 minutes, we did a back bend, really relax, focus on the spine, focus on the breath. You just close the eyes down, you go really internal. Notice how your body just slows right down. And the other practice I always recommend when you're talking about spine is to do a spinal flex every day. So some of you might know cat and cow. That's one that you could definitely do. This one I love to do is called Camel Ride. So Camel Ride's very simple. You sit on your sitting bones, just sitting on the ground. You cross your legs. You have your hands on your ankles. And you sit up straight. And in this position, you just bring the chin slightly tucked in and you close your eyes, but you visualize that you're looking from between the middle of the eyebrows, the forehead, to the horizon. So you've got that sort of gaze from inside the head. The eyes are closed, shoulders are relaxed, belly's relaxed. The chest is just slightly lifted, just so that your belly's really free to move. So this particular movement, we're going to flex the spine like this. I'll maybe show you from both sides. And I'd normally do this for, I normally do 108 repetitions, but you could just decide to do it for 2 or 3 minutes. You don't have to do it quickly. You can do it quickly. You can do it really slowly. The breath, you breathe in and out through the nose. And as you inhale, you're inhaling in this starting position, up straight. And as you exhale, you visualize you're pushing back through the navel point, which is just below the belly button, and you roll back onto the back of the buttocks. The shoulders stay over the hips, the head stays steady. So you don't move the head, you just keep the head steady as if you're, it's called Camel Ride, so as if you're on your camel. And then when you come back up on the inhale, you just pull on the ankles and you come back onto the sitting bones. Up straight. So it's an exhale, you just push through the navel, almost like you're slouching back. You feel the spine go back like that. Then you pull, inhale, come back up. Okay, maybe I'll show you from the side. So inhale, sitting up straight, relax shoulders, relax face. Then the exhale, just pushing through the navel point and just rolling back. Pulling on the ankles. As you inhale, back up straight. Exhale, back. And let's do that just for 2 minutes. It makes a nice little sort of 10-minute practice. Okay, let's go. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. And just keep the eyes closed. Keep the head steady. You can move really slowly if that feels good for you. And when you move slowly, you'll get a nice, deep, very focused stretch. And if you're very flexible, you can move a little bit more quickly and you'll build a bit more heat in the spine. So it's said that your age is measured by the flexibility of your spine. So if you can keep your spine flexible for the whole of your life, you will never age. You will be youthful forever. You might die. You will die. But you can remain flexible. You can remain... the great thing with spinal flex is that it affects your mind. You feel really clear. You feel calm. You're able to focus. You can learn. You can concentrate. Really helps you in terms of good memory. So really do flex your spine every day. Keep going. For those of you who do practice Kundalini Yoga and you want to put a mantra with this, it's Sat on the inhale, Nam on the exhale. Again, it's just another way, it's just mentally repeated, another way to help you focus. Sat just means truth. Nam, my name is truth, I am truth. Or the seed mantra, the Bij mantra, plant the seed to remind us that we are essentially the truth. We are connected to all things. Okay, that's just 2 minutes, so just a really short practice. I would normally do maybe a little bit longer, but when you finish, you're going to inhale, come straight. Just suspend the breath. That means just stop the breath. There's no strain, there's no grasping the breath. It's just a nice gentle inhale. Suspend the breath. For my students that understand, you can pull the root log. And then exhaling the breath out, always through the nose. Inhaling again. Exhaling again. Just keep exhaling as every last bit of breath is moved out of the lungs. You can gently bring the navel point in and push that last bit out. Just with your eyes closed, sit still for a moment. Feel as if you're sitting beautifully, perfectly straight. The spine is now nice and relaxed. Given it a good stretch. Got it moving. That spinal fluid moving, got the blood circulating. Most importantly, we're moving prana, life. So where there is prana, there's life, there's strength, there's healing, there's energy, there's awareness. Wherever prana is denied or blocked, we call this dosha. Where prana is unable to flow freely, there we have the opposite of life. So we have discomfort, disease, pain, death, decay. So have that sensation and that belief that prana is now flowing freely, that you're relaxed, that you're strong. We want to have a straight spine and a strong spine, but not a rigid spine. It should be flexible, should be able to bend. You know, anything rigid has a tendency to break. So we want to be able to be strong, like a strong back, nice, soft, relaxed, open front, so that we can breathe freely. I will share a breathing practice as well another time, but just wanted to keep this quick today and give you a a little practice that you can do, and it's so accessible for anyone or anyone that you know who maybe is recovering from a period of not being able to move a lot or has lost a lot of flexibility. These stretches can be so life-changing for them. So please do share. Okay, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope it is helpful. I'll see if I can work out how to turn this off.